well as safe shots on goal for some of these goalies. Give me both teams to score in the first period. That's coming in at plus 185 compared to the over 1.5 that is at minus 120. Okay, you guys ready? Let's make some frickin' money. It's time for Pocket with Jo. Happy Friday, everyone. We made it. We got 3 games on the ice. It's time for a Pocket with Jo over here on SportsGrid TV. We had some great games yesterday. Hopefully you guys rode with some of those power play points, those player points, those goals out there on the board, and some of those dogs to come away with the win. With these 3 games today, we're going to break each and every one of them down. Now, looking at the current odds, we have the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins with the Canes a favorite on the road. We have the San Jose Sharks rolling into Winnipeg as the dog. The Winnipeg Jets off an extended rest here, it really does seem. They're almost a $4 favorite as it sits. And then the Anaheim Ducks will take on the Colorado Avalanche. The Avs searching for their very first win of the season. They are a minus 250 favorite. So cautious with the favorites today, you guys, while some of these teams have to get back on track like Colorado. Winnipeg is a dangerous home favorite, I think, today in this matchup versus the San Jose Sharks. We finally have Tyler Toffoli versus his former team. You guys know in that one game, I was so excited. I was thinking he was versus his former team, but I was thinking Tyler Bertuzzi. So Tyler Toffoli versus the Winnipeg Jets today. You know he's going to be a play on. So let's jump into each and every one of these games here today, you guys. Definitely some opportunities to make some money. Overtime was a moneymaker yesterday. Let me know what games you think are going to overtime today in these matchups. So the Carolina Hurricanes coming in at a minus 160 favorite versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, Carolina has had some rest as well. They played limited games. They played the one game versus Tampa and they lost. And then they came out and then played their last game versus the New Jersey Devils, were able to get the win at home. They've only got 2 games under their belt. The Pittsburgh Penguins, I believe this is their 6th game here, and they are coming off a big win. Excuse me, I got some dog hair in my eye here. It's always fun. Plus 132 for the Penguins at home, and this is their first of 4 meetings between these two. Battle of the Metro here. I do think home ice advantage is huge, and when we're getting at plus 132 for the Pittsburgh Penguin, we're getting so much value on the Pens here at home, especially with all the games under their belt and the rhythm that this team is getting offensively. Now, goaltending has been an issue for them. Defense needs to step up a bit more, give some more support. So they're plus 132. This total is sitting at 6.5. The juice on the total is coming to the under at minus 124 to the under 6.5 and plus 102 to the over 6.5. So when we look at the goaltending matchup, who we're going to see out there, we've got Frederik Andersen expected here for the Carolina Hurricanes. He is strong in goal. He's got a 2.07 goals against average and a save percentage of above 900, a 905 save percentage. Versus the Penguins in his career, 13 games he has played, he's gone 7-6 versus them with a 2.34 goals against average and a save percentage of 928. So he's been strong versus the Pens. Like I said, Tristan Jarry, I doubt is playing this game. It looks like Bloomquist will be starting here. He's got a 2.86 goals against average, a 913 save percentage, 2-1 for this team. I do think it is the right move to go to him. Tristan Jarry's had those struggles, allowing 9 goals on 67 shots so far on the season. So hopefully we have Bloomquist here coming out. The Penguins have been getting those goals. This team is already averaging 4 goals per game on the season. Their power play has come out strong at 26.7%. We've yet to see the Canes capitalize on a power play opportunity. They're averaging that 2.5. That really does come as a reflection to what we saw. It's only been 2 games. Game 1 versus Tampa, I believe they put up 1 goal. And then in that last game versus Devils, they were able to put up 4. So that's just, an average of 2 games. So really hard sample size to look at here. They've allowed those goals to come in. Again, the majority of those coming in by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Their kill so far needs to step up. we've seen them only kill at a rate of 66.7%. The kill here has been strong for the Pittsburgh Penguins, so their special teams are playing fantastic hockey out there. That kill sitting at 84.6. So yes, the Kraken able to get the win yesterday, Jo. Congratulations on that one. When we look here at the Penguins, they are off that overtime win versus the Sabres 6-5 on Wednesday. So they've had a day's rest in between there. They've won their last 2 games. This is the first game of a 6-game road trip here for the Carolina Hurricanes and the first night of a back-to-back. They'll face the St. Louis Blues tomorrow before going on a West Coast road trip. We know those West Coast road trips are hard, so we'll see them in action on Saturday. I do think with the Canes on Saturday playing that this is a perfect situation to go with the Pittsburgh Penguins in this one. I'm going to grab the plus money, and that plus money is ticking up as money comes in for Carolina. I got it earlier this morning at plus 129. It's now plus 132. So I don't think you're going to lose value as the day. I think you're actually going to get more value on the Pittsburgh Penguins as the day goes on. Now, I'm looking at this game to stay under that total of 6.5. I do think the Penguins have to step up more defensively. Their kill is strong at 84.6%. They're allowing these shots. So without Tristan Jarry in net, I have more faith in this team defensively as well as in goal. So give me the under 6.5. We know the Carolina Hurricanes are built around a team that can lock opponents down defensively. We saw it in that last game versus the New Jersey Devils, who I think are one of the best teams in the league and is a team that will make it to the Stanley Cup final. So the Canes were able to hold them to 2 goals. I expect this to be a 3-2 battle out there on the ice with the Pittsburgh Penguins getting the win. I just can't pass up on the value here. This is also the first road game for Carolina and only their 3rd game of the season. Like I said, limited action out there for the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, in that last game, Sidney Crosby did hit the 1,600 point mark. He did get 1,601 as he came out and got the overtime goal, and Malkin hitting the 500 goal mark. So if you're looking for players to continue to ride hot, you can roll with those guys, Aho and Jarvis on the other side of the puck. But when I'm looking here at a lower scoring game, I'm not going to go with it. So you're rolling with the Carolina Hurricanes. I wish you all the best in that bet tonight. I want to hear what you guys are betting. Drop your bets, drop your picks, drop your best overtime tonight. It's going to be a great game. So the San Jose Sharks taking on the Winnipeg Jets, you guys, is the next game on deck. This one kicks off at 8:10 Eastern. The games are actually spread out an hour apart. So it is nice to see the San Jose Sharks rolling in at plus 290, minus 375 here for the Winnipeg Jets, total of 5.5. Now that 5.5 juice to the over at minus 124, even though we've seen Connor Hellebuck absolutely fantastic in goal. Now I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Connor Hellebuck in net tonight for the Winnipeg Jets. I do think we'll see Eric Comrie making his debut here for the Winnipeg Jets. He was with the Buffalo Sabres last season. Now, when we look at him and his numbers over his career, he has a save percentage under 900 of 893. He's got a record of 24, 26, and 2. So I do think here, as long as it's Eric Comrie, we will see the San Jose Sharks be able to score. If it's Connor Hellebuck, we've seen Connor Hellebuck really step up. But in situations where Connor Hellebuck on extended rest, we have seen games where those goals have come in. I don't like the rest factor here for the Winnipeg Jets. They haven't played since last Sunday. Yes, they won their first 3 games. They rolled into Edmonton, got a big win, 6-0. But then they played the Blackhawks, got an overtime win of 2-1. The Blackhawks pushed them last Friday, you guys. And then the Wild overtime win of 2-1. So I'm looking at this Sharks team. Yes, this is their second night of a back-to-back. They've lost all 4 games so far this season, but this is a team that out of those 4 games, they've stayed super competitive in 2 of those, being able to go to overtime. We have, again, the angle of Tyler Toffoli versus his former team. I think points is somewhere you look tonight. Power play points as well. We're going to talk about all of those for all of these games. But the San Jose Sharks here are expected to start Vanacek in net. He's 0-2 on the season with a 2.63 goals against average. That save percentage of .911. This team is allowing the most shots on goal per game of any team in the league at 33.8. 88. Their kill has come in relatively strong at 88.9. Their power play isn't converting. It's only converting at 9.1%. They need to step it up. They need to generate more chances out there on the ice, get more open shots. They're just not able to do so. Opponents' defenses are all over them. But with Winnipeg off such a break, I do think there's an opportunity for them to come out strong in this first period. I'm going to look at the first period over 1.5 goals. That's coming in at minus 118. And then I'm going to put a sprinkle on both teams to score in the first period. Both teams to score in the first period coming in at plus 200 because I do think it will be Eric Crombie. I do think that the Sharks will be able to hit him quick. And I think it's Tyler Toffoli that is my best go-to to get the anytime goal tonight on his former team. Tyler Toffoli, if it is Connor Hellebuck or Eric Crombie, I'm happy with this bet. He's coming in at plus 240. For the anytime point tonight for Tyler Toffoli, coming in at plus 102. He has 1 goal and 1 assist. He's on that top power play. So definitely look for those tonight. Now, Will Smith, yet to record a point on the season for the San Jose Sharks. He was, the 4th pick in the draft. Now, I do think Will Smith, without Celebrini in the lineup, Will Smith will be impactful at some point in this game. The problem is you can't get him for a point tonight. If you can get him for a point tonight on your book, FanDuel's not offering it to me. I have seen the point at like plus 180 on other books. I would hit on it. I'm expecting him to get the point tonight. If he can get an anytime goal, you guys know if I'm looking at him for the point, I'm thinking as the opportunity to get that anytime goal. I'm going to hit on it. It's coming in at plus 550. So we're getting so much value on Will Smith. It's a sprinkle, you guys. It's not a huge bet in this one. Now, when we're looking at the Winnipeg Jets, one thing we know is this team is converting on the power play. This is a team where you load up on those power play points and you hit a couple of these and it's going to be a good night. They're converting at 42.9% on the power play. And yes, the kill is strong here for the Sharks at 88.9, but this is the second night of a back-to-back. So I'm expecting some regression in their kill on the ice. So looking at the power play of the Winnipeg Jets, especially with the Sharks averaging 9.5 minutes in the box, we're seeing a Jets team that is disciplined out there. They're only averaging 3.3 minutes in the box per game. So we're going to see the Sharks mess up, give the Winnipeg Jets the opportunity, and those conversions should come. So you can't parlay these together on FanDuel, but if you could, I would definitely look at it. You can take them for the straight up point, but I'm looking at those power play points to come in on that top line tonight. Now, Kyle Connor, he's had a goal, he's had an assist, he's on that top power play. The power play point coming in for Kyle Connor at plus 210. Mark Scheifele, he's got 4 goals and 2 assists on the season, the top power play player as well. His power play point tonight at plus 185. And Josh Morrissey has 4 goals on the season on the top power play. His power play point at plus 210. So I'm taking all 3 of those guys for their power play point tonight, hoping at least 2 of them hit. And 2 of them will hit if one of these guys gets the goal and the other one gets the assist. I think there's so much value in taking these power play points in this matchup against a Sharks team that is due for regression on their kill against an elite power play team. I would rather take the power play points than lay all of the juice here or even the puck line with the Winnipeg Jets. Now, Fridays are days of upset out there on the ice. We all know it. Those upsets come. You look at the Winnipeg Jets last Friday, the Chicago Blackhawks almost got the win. Something about these Friday small slate games, they just hit different. These underdogs come out. This would be a huge upset today if the Sharks are able to do it. I will stay with the first period over 1.5, with the both teams to score in the first period at plus 200, and then the player props in this one. If you're brave, take the Sharks with a sprinkle on the money line, because I tell you, one of these big favorites tonight is falling. It's just a matter of which one it is. Yeah, the Sharks plus the 1.5 does look like a good bet in this one. My only fear is that empty netter. So I don't love the empty netter. Let's make some freaking money tonight, you guys. You put the Jets in at 60 minutes and the Avs on the money line at minus 102. Way to go, Mikey. I wish you all the best in your bets today. Bedard over 1.5 points. Caulfield, cash for you over 2.5 shots on goal, Larry. I love to hear that. Okay. Next and last, we've only got one more game. Can Colorado start to get in that win column? We know it's coming. The Colorado Avalanche are a better team than their record, sitting 0-4 on the season. Minus 250 on the Avs. Heck no. I'm not going to look at a team that's on a losing streak. And actually, if you join me ever on the grid, my partner in crime, he always calls himself that. So now it just like flows for me. My partner in crime, Scott Wetzel, always says, winners bet on streaks, losers bet against streaks. What the streaks have to break at some point. But if you've been betting against Colorado, they've been the favorite in what? All of these games so far. You are up so many units fading this team. But can we fade them here versus the Anaheim Ducks? The Anaheim Ducks rolling in at plus 202. We got a total of 6.5 at minus 128. The under at plus 104. The Ducks plus 1.5 at minus 120. Or the Avs laying 1.5 at plus 100. I tell you, I'm not jumping on the Avs unless it's for player props. Again, we have the ability to cash power play opportunities and points in this game for Colorado. Their power play is elite. It's clicking the best overall in the league at 50% of the time. Their kill is 54.5%. So their kill's struggling. Goaltending is the major issue. Georgiev expected here. He's 0-3 on the season. His goals against average is almost at 6, you guys. It is not pretty. It's a 5.80. He's got a save percentage of right around 800. His record, though, versus the Ducks is not something we can overlook tonight. He's gone 6-0 in 6 games in his career versus the Anaheim Ducks with a 1.81 save percentage and a 917. A 1.81 goals against average and a 0.917 save percentage. So if Georgiev can play like the goaltender that we know he is versus the Sharks team, the Colorado Avalanche should be able to come out and win this by like 3 goals. If he is still in the process that we've been seeing so far to start the season, which I would rather trust more, we're going to see the Ducks put up their share of the goals in this game as well. Even though this team is only averaging 2.67 goals per game, I want to rely on them to push us this one again to the over. Dostal has been strong in goal, but versus Colorado here, he has had his struggles over his career. To start the season, we've seen Dostal go 2-0 with a 1.98 goals against average and a 933 save percentage. So I'm looking for some regression out of Dostal. I do think Georgiev plays a stronger game than we have seen, but I still think the goals are coming in this one. And I think the goals come hard and fast. I'm going to take the first period, both teams to score at plus 152. Now, who am I looking to score from the Anaheim Ducks? Troy Terry cashed for us in that last game. He's coming in again at plus 310 for the anytime goal. So I'm going right back to it. Leo Carlson has a goal and an assist in that last game. He was fantastic. And Trevor Segrest here for the point tonight, I think is a nice look for the Anaheim Ducks. He's coming in at plus 114 for the point. He's already got 2 points on the season. Now, if you just want to go with Colorado props, I don't blame you. This is a team that needs to get back into form. Nathan MacKinnon, I'm not laying the juice. I'm not going to lay a minus 150 on an anytime goal, but can he score in the first period? He absolutely can. Nathan MacKinnon, one of the most competitive players out there on the ice. I think he brings that fire to life tonight in this game. He knows they're sitting 0-4. He knows he's got a road trip on deck on Sunday. This is their opportunity before hitting the road to get a win on home ice. So on Sunday, they head off, they face the Sharks, Kraken, and then Utah. So he's going to be hungry. Goal in the first period coming in at plus 330. The power play point, you got to lay juice as well, minus 130. I think the power play point comes. I don't want to lay minus 130. It's not enough value for me. I'll take the first period goal at plus 330. He's got 1 goal and 6 assists on the season. Now, I do think Cale Makar, the power play point, again, juicy. I wish you could parlay these over on FanDuel because I do think minus 130 for Nathan MacKinnon parlayed with Cale Makar for the power play point at minus 125. You're going to have the value there. I just can't lay it separately. He's got 1 goal and 7 assists on the season. Now, when we're looking for more value on the power play, Rantanen, Ross Colton, we cashed Ross Colton for the power play point last game. He's at plus 300. He has 2 goals and 1 assist on the season. So that power play point last week, I believe it was plus 350. 50, or not last week, in the last game. Now, Rantanen has 4 goals and 3 assists, power play point at plus 105. And Casey Middlestat, 3 goals, 0 assists, power play point at plus 260. Casey Middlestat is going to be my target for the power play point tonight at plus 260. For my main bet, I'm going to look at the rest of these players for a little bit of action. But I tell you guys, there's something about Fridays. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if every single dog pulled off the win tonight. If we saw overtime games in these games where Colorado and Anaheim, Colorado, so many people will be jumping on that puck line saying they can't lose again. I'm not buying into it. As well as the Sharks on the second night of a back-to-back. Winnipeg, people are going to be saying the same thing. The Winnipeg Jets are rested. I think it's too much rest. I also think they'll overlook the Sharks. And I think Colorado, desperate to get in that win column. If you're looking at anyone on the puck line, I would rather take the Colorado Avalanche over the Winnipeg Jets, even though they're sitting 0-4 in the season. But I can't get there myself. I think there's a great opportunity for player props in these matchups, you guys. But tomorrow, we have an absolutely loaded slate out there. Irish King rolling with Pitt on the money line, plus 132. I love where it's going. The first period over in the Sharks game. Yeah, I love that first period over 1.5. The problem is with the first period over 1.5, I think we are laying, oh no, it's minus 118. The first period over 1.5 between Ducks and the Avs is like minus 152. And that's why I just took both teams to score. I don't even want to give you bets that are that juicy because I do not love them. Nathan McKinnon, Rantanen, and Makar for 1+ points. You can parlay that together. I love it. Those points are coming for those guys. You know, even in Colorado's loss in that last game, we cashed big time on those points as power play points. So look at parlaying them together, you guys. It's going to be a hot night out there on the ice. Do I want to see every dog win? Absolutely. Am I going to sprinkle on every dog to get the win? Well, let's just see if I throw that in a parlay, because they do not let you parlay very much. They're not even going to let me parlay it. Huh, interesting. Think the dogs are barking tonight. The books, why wouldn't they let me parlay that is a huge question mark. Let's just try. Okay, they will let me parlay. Nope, they're going to let me. I just had to take something out. 3-leg parlay, $1 to win 26, $10 to win 265. I don't know. One of these favorites is winning. Let me know what you think of the favorites. Which favorite is winning? Which dogs are barking on the ice? Again, it's Friday night. Dogs are always barking on a Friday. You guys, all the best in all of your bets. Stay tuned to the SportsGrid app for all of my Madden quickies over there. We're rolling into the weekend. We are live every day here on SportsGrid TV at noon Eastern, even on the weekends. So join me here. Give me a like, give me a retweet. I really appreciate it, you guys. Let's make some freaking money tonight.